Alright, motherfuckers, this is Inappropreality. I am DJ Mike Torch.
Back way.
Okay. Jamie Rivera.
Shout out our sponsor. Shout out Haiku. Terry's Teas. Yo, I haven't said those two names in a long time. If you'd like to sponsor the show, contact myself. $25 a month, and we could definitely get your stuff on the table if you got some merch that you'd like to have on the table. Yo, I fucked this up completely last week. God damn, this shit feels good so I can get this out correctly. Just contact me and we can get that for you. This week we had Dame Rev on. This guy, I don't even know where to begin because I was like, damn, we talk about the bar. Then we could talk about rap. Then we could talk about comedy. It's like,
Yeah.
where do we start? Where do we start?
I'm all over. I don't even know. We can start with this champagne I brought.
Word.
And the reason why I'm celebrating. I'm glad to be here. And so we got this bottle. I don't know French, so I don't know how to say it, so I'll say it in English. But this is 50 cents King's Path champagne. He said this is the champagne only for winners. I brought it to celebrate one being here, plus all the success of Grace's.
Thank
Hell
you.
yeah. I popped it outside because I wasn't so sure of my
I
skills.
know. He was like, what are you doing? I just open that right here. He was like, nah.
I was worried about my skills.
Worried about spillage.
Because I've never actually like professionally opened a bottle of champagne. Like I've always just let it
Oh,
fly.
nah, you're crazy.
Yeah, and then
I love champagne.
you
So
could
it's
really,
like,
there's a lot of cars around when there's glass. So I was like really careful, but
so what you getting into right now? What you got going on?
I don't know where to start.
Yep, see?
Alright, so I got obviously Unicorn. You catch Mike there every single Friday. Unicorn Holyoke, 126 High Street, Holyoke, Massachusetts. I started shooting season 3 that Fuego.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back on stage doing stand-up comedy in August for the EMT comedy anniversary. They actually EMT comedy actually gave me my first shot like on the show, like on an actual show. And then after that, after I did that, I started getting booked for a while, like back in like 2019. And then I started getting booked. Then when the pandemic happened, we all kind of teamed up like at the Let's Talk studio, and then we did that show with Kino. And then from there, it just they always gave me opportunities every time they had a show. Then I started producing mine, so then I invited them to perform. You know what I mean? Because I always give back and stuff like that. But there's that. Working on an album.
Okay.
Like I don't stop.
For all this year.
You know, yo, you want to hear something motivating me?
All this year.
I'll tell you guys what motivated me was y'all.
Shut up.
Not that ass. You know why? That first time you did those awards. I didn't get one. So I was like, yo,
Damn right.
that's what I wanted to talk about though. I wanted to talk about that.
This nigga brought that shit up on the way here. He talked about the wrap up.
No, did I?
He didn't talk about what he said, but you brought up the wrap up. So.
What did I say? I don't even remember.
He brought up the wrap up. So early.
Yo, you
I don't
can
remember.
you can use that. You can use that as one of two things. You can either let it get you mad, or you can let it make you realize you're not working hard enough. And that's what I do. I go, oh, okay, like let me step it up, because at the end of the day, like there's no such thing as enough. Like people do something and they expect recognition for it. And it's like, why you did it for the recognition, or you did it because
sometimes we're honestly we're not tapped in.
Yeah.
And that's another like thing. Sometimes we're honestly not tapped in and we don't know. And we we're unaware.
Yeah. And you're not aware because why? People need to work harder. That's honestly what I felt like it was. Like I don't blame other people. If they don't know who I am, I don't blame them for not knowing me. You know what I mean? Like I have to fucking go out. That's what I did like the past year. I was just like, fuck, I'm not working hard enough. So I went out, and then I think the mentality I've started because I talk to a lot of people now. Now that I run the bar and stuff like that, people want to do shows, or people want to do this. People want features, comedy shows. And everything I do, I talk to a lot of people,
Oh,
and
wow.
I notice like a common denominator is the fact that like. I don't know, so people think that there's such thing as like enough, like, oh, I did this, so you should recognize me, but you really should never stop working. Ever. Like, there's no such thing as enough. You should, regardless of whether you get recognition, you should.
It's not even about, I feel like, the people around you. This is something I used to always bitch at him about for the long stretch.
Bitch.
For real. Nah, he already knows this is facts. Like it was a long stretch. It was a long stretch at a time where he wasn't putting out any type of content, and he literally, I feel like he felt like it wasn't really worth it at the time to even do anything over here. But I kept trying to tell him like, hey, I don't got shit to do with that. Because what if somebody else finds you in a different area, especially in this type of time? It's like, damn, nigga, I'm tired of playing people your old music, your old shit. When somebody else can find you, and you have this crazy body of work that's ready for motherfuckers.
It was to the same shit bro said. He said it so eloquently. Like, every creative has to get past that self limit. You know what I mean? That self limit where I've done enough, or I've done this and I've done this. Your best might not be the best one. Number two, it's always somebody else every day. Every day is the industry now is so fucking cluttered. It's always somebody new. You know what I mean? So what have you done for me lately? You know what I mean? Like, all right, I posted a video 3 weeks ago. Right?
Yeah.
What else do you have? You know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers just want more and more and more and more. So if you're not willing to do that, then bow the fuck out. Or step back, reassess, understand how creatively you may not attack it the same way the majority of people are, but you can work it in your favor. You know what I mean? You gotta really do homework and never stop fucking working. Enough is never enough.
And getting better, like, cause there's people that they've been doing something since high school, 16 years ago. I graduated, and they're the same now. Like their skills.
That's what he's talking about.
Are the same in 16 years. You haven't got to look better. Maybe it's not for you. Like, I'm not trying to be negative, but like, there's some shit that's maybe it's not your bag. Like,
bro, I'm still not bringing my car to you, bro. You've been fixing motherfucking mufflers for motherfucking years. You still do just do mufflers. That's it.
For 60 years, you know, I don't know what's going on with this thing. Yeah, but that's what I noticed that a lot. And I know this is as a controversial show, so I like to get controversial. You know how I am.
Let's go.
You know how I am. I just feel like, you know, especially you guys, like you guys have the podcast. I'm sure you have a lot of people approaching you, right, to be on it, or when you do your events, to be part of it, or to help you. Oh, I just want to be part of the team, blah, 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 right? And then you're like, yo, so what do you do? And they have nothing. I could do anything. Like, I have nothing to offer. It's like, my frustration now is like,
He's in real shit right
Yeah,
now.
but right here.
Yeah.
I'm a striking nerve, but I'm a striking nerve because I love y'all.
Not our nerves, somebody else.
No, but I'm gonna do this because I don't know who they're talking. Just all right, but I'll say this just because it's the truth. If it hurts your feelings, it applies to you the most. It's this. It's the simple fact that before you come to anybody with a business, anything, have it planned out. Have your elevator speech. If you don't know what an elevator speech is, Google it. Like, have that shit ready before you approach anybody about a business, anything. Especially if it's especially if it's a brand that you know is popping. It's not popping because it's unorganized. It's popping because it is organized, because everybody that's working on it is passionate. They know what they're doing. They care. So bring that energy to the table. So when you come up to somebody going, oh, I want to have an event at your spot, have the details for the. Don't try to make the place do the work.
Yo, somebody hit me to do an event at your spot, and I was just like, hey, damn.
Was it
a
showcase?
Yeah.
All right, so
I
can't.
feel about those.
I can't say.
I wonder if he hit you. I wonder if it's the same person.
I can't say names because I don't remember. I really don't, because it happens like 3 times a day.
You remember.
I don't. I don't remember this person's name. But I will say this. It's like, if you run a label, don't try to do everything yourself. Especially if you don't, like, that's why you have a team. Like, if you have people on your team, everybody has their strong suits. You have to trust the people in your team to do what they're best at. So if you're approaching a venue or something because you want to have a show, right, but you've never booked shows before, but your boy has, right, let him do it. And then ride along and learn. You know what I'm saying? Like, go with him. Listen. Be in on the conversation. If you're the boss, be in on the. That's what I do. Like, I don't do everything myself. That's fucking crazy. Like, I would never think, like, I never tell anybody. You've never heard me say that, oh, you call host popping because of me. I don't say that. It's because the staff that works there is passionate. Everybody has a hand in everything that we do. You know what I'm saying? Mike fucking works his ass off, and he's always there when I need him. You know what I mean? Like, and when he's there, there's some perfectionist to the man. He could rock we could have a sea of people, right? Rocking. Like, everybody, oh my God, that was so dope. I'm coming back every weekend. And at night, it's like 3:30 in the morning. I'm there, just me and him in a bar, and Mike will be like, I didn't like my set.
For real though. Like,
He's like, I fucked that up, and I'm like, what?
Nah, this nigga, like, he knows. You know.
I don't know. I got consumer ears that I don't. I'll be agreeing with him. Like, he do that shit.
Yeah,
Like,
he does that shit. He's like, damn.
I
fucked up.
I don't be
Nah, last week I left like like a crazy high. That's another high. Like, I don't know, there's something different when you drop a track and the whole place screams, yo.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, wild out.
I don't know, it's just a great fucking feeling. Like, I'm doing a good fucking job and they're enjoying themselves. That's all that matters. As long as they're enjoying themselves, my job is fucking done.
Yo, when you cut, when you lower the music and everybody's doing the words,
Yeah.
fire. It's the energy that you bring, you know. But he works on his craft. That's what I feel like people should do.
No bullshit. One of our first conversations, I was just like, thank you, by the way. Thank you for the opportunity. Because motherfuckers definitely wasn't fucking with it. I don't know what it is. I still don't. I hit up a couple clubs, and it is what it is.
I think that people, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like, I don't know, people might be, honestly, I don't know what it is. Like, it was no brainer. Like, when it came to you, because I know that you care. That's my criteria for anybody that works there at all. It don't matter if you're security, if you're a barback, if you're a bartender. It doesn't matter who, assistant manager, no matter who you are, you have to care. If you don't care, I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be passionate about what you do, because that's why I think that the success is happening. It's because everybody in that building that works there, DJs, everybody, they care. And you got to. It can't just be a check. You can't survive like that. I don't know how people do that shit. Oh, I'm only for the bag. What? Nah. Have you ever had a bunch of money and been depressed?
Yes.
Like,
Shit does not.
You gotta take care of levels. There's levels. There's your soul. There's your finances, your family. Like, there's these things for a healthy soul that you need, and you have to take care of all of those things. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you just about money, then you can be like, what's that dude's name? Fucking the duck that's always sitting on piles of gold. But he's Scrooge McDuck. He's a dick. But he has all the money, but he's not happy. He's a dickhead. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta, if you take care of all of that, it'll rub off on people. People will happily fuck with you. Like,
yes.
Because they like to be around you too. Balance. You're balanced, and I think that a lot of people, you say the truth, and I think it's because you're a Marine that you don't you just say it, because that's how it is. You just say it. Like, this is what it is. You can never, I don't know, I don't find you help people when you sugarcoat shit.
No, not at all.
When you lighten the blow.
Not at all. What? I just had, my son got suspended for the first time.
Oh, no.
Off the bus, nigga. Because he fucking, my son tore the back of his seat up because he was frustrated at another kid, right? And it's that same shit. It's like, talking to him, it's like, why? I'm not gonna be like, oh, you did this. Like, no, like, you gotta understand how to control your feelings, kid. You have to. Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? I've laid out a million different options for him to, how he could have went in a different direction and not get suspended. Yeah. But it's like why am I gonna just sit there and be all peachy with anybody, including my 7-year-old?
But like, that's love.
Like, nah, yo, nah.
That's out of a place of love. You know what I mean? That's why I don't think people realize that that's here. Like, cause I would say this show is pretty, just cause you tell the truth and people take it around. Cause I read the comments, especially that $500. I have fun reading it because people are
It's crazy because haven't heard of Peak from Kid.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The $500 verse thing.
I don't even remember. It was every.
You had like 100 comments, didn't you?
Nah, it was way more than that.
Half the city.
But it was. I was talking about one person. I don't even remember who that person was. To be honest, it was a nobody. But then a bunch of people got upset at it. I don't remember it.
You have to pay for our time, our craft.
What? Where do you get that value from though? Like the self-worth that it wasn't based off of.
I respect the worth, but same shit you said with the balance. Enough is not enough. Where's the enough? It has to be a balance of the worth and you capping this or you putting this number at what the ideal just based on what you've done enough.
I just don't know where people get these numbers from. Like that shit confuses. Like when people go, oh, I want to have an event. I'm like, how many people are coming?
Am I gonna make this money?
Yeah, that's what people don't realize is that they don't understand that running a spot could cost $10,000 a month. When you think about like commercial electricity, commercial heating, commercial air conditioning, price of like especially at a bar, what you spend every week on bottles, you know what I mean? Payroll. Things like that, like it costs a lot of money to run the shit. So like I'm open to everybody and people, especially like artists, come up to me like, "Yo, I want to do a show at your spot. When? Or gotta be a Friday night." I'm like, "Why? Because you want to use my crowd because you don't have one." Yeah. Like the thing is that they're not here for that. Yep. So I'll give you a Thursday night. I'll give you a Sunday.
The person who hit me up for that had just seen me spin on a Friday night. And I think that's why he hit me. And I was like, nah, you're better off asking for a Saturday or a Thursday. Like, off rip. And I was like, but ask Dame. Like, don't hit me for that. Like,
I think people got to know me a little bit. Because I got a lot of artists. And I tell them, I'm like, yo, if you're really that, I'll bring you mad business. I was like, you don't need to bring me business on Friday. I have business on Friday. I was like, but, like, if you're that poppin', then what's it matter what day it's on? Like, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Because we're closed.
This is really fucking good.
We're closed. Yeah. Side note, I've never had this before, so this is actually very good. But we're closed Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I offer the spot for free for artists. Even on a Thursday, I'll let you rock your whole showcase. I won't even charge you. You take whatever the door is. I just take the bar. Yeah, we'll talk, and then I'll do that. But when I ask like how many people are coming, like 75. I'm like, how do you know that? Like, where are you getting that from? Well, that's what I'm shooting for. I'm like, obviously, but what are you doing to make... Those are the questions I'm going to ask you, you know what I mean? Because I need to make sure that, like, if
what you think, I'm sorry, not to interrupt you, the last 3 shows, what do you think? 100?
The last Grindhouse, there was definitely more than 100 people there.
The last show I had...
Why was there over 100 people there?
Because I was promoted for like 2 months.
Because you prepared, you did the work. You did the work. People will be like, yo, I want to do a show. I want to do a showcase. All right, cool. When? I don't know, like this Thursday. I'm like, you don't have enough time to promote that.
Oh, my God.
No, it's a failure. Like, we got a show on Friday. Then the next day we're dropping the flyer for the show on July 16th. And then we got another show on August 19th. So, at least a month. I need at least a month. Like, the people that be posting the flyers like 2 days before the event be killing me. I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
And then y'all wonder why nobody pop up. They didn't make plans.
Yeah.
They didn't take time out of their day to come for you.
Not enough people seen it.
Yeah.
Nah, that's not how
You're
it
promoting
works.
for a month, 2 months, a month and a half. It's like, damn. Like, you gotta get motherfuckers sick of it. You gotta get motherfuckers expecting when they see your name, that flyer, they know. They know exactly what the fuck you got going on. So otherwise, it's just like some promo shit. Let me just share somebody else's flyer. That's what this looks like.
But you know how obvious that is, bro? You know when people go to Foxwoods or they go TD Garden, Mass Mutual Center, that shit be up on billboards for like 2 months. Tickets be on sale for like I went to see Nate Bargatze. I'm a fan of comedy.
Word. We gotta get into the comedy.
I saw Nate Bargatze. I bought those tickets. It was for June 5th. June 5th. I bought those tickets in fucking April. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really, even the pros, when you watch how they operate, it's months in advance. You know what I'm saying? Like you could buy tickets to shows right now that are in September. Why?
Tom Segura, you went to see.
I saw Tom Segura. Yeah.
And his tour is called "I'm Coming Everywhere."
Yeah.
Which is fucking.
That
hilarious.
show, did you see it?
Nah,
that show
was.
I can't wait till that comes out on Netflix. That shit was perfect. And the thing about that,
I saw Bert when he came out.
Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, in Boston.
I gotta see him still.
Yeah, he's fucking. Those guys.
But bro, those Tom Segura tickets, me and Wookie we bought them shit so long ago, I forgot. Like we bought them shits like 4 or 5 months before the show.
He has tour dates out for next year.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're paying attention, you're like, damn, I could.
But why wouldn't you model yourself after? You know what I'm saying? Like these are the pros. Like why wouldn't you take that formula that obviously works and be like, yo, I got this show coming up in advance like that. I really, really need people at. Yeah. So to give yourself space, give yourself time to. And then that way, like the more organized your shit is, the more successful your show's gonna be. If it's unorganized, then I don't want the show starting 2 hours late. Because your people didn't show up. Do contracts. Make people show up on time.
And none of that. Like we might be off on a little, but the show starts when the show starts.
Yes.
And the way I structure it, I know who's the weakest artist and I know who's the strongest.
Don't call him the weakest.
It is what it is.
Yo, I do model that. I do the same thing. I know what you're talking about,
yeah.
but
I'm sorry if the choice of words was offensive, but it's all about the flow. And most importantly, like you have to listen to these people's music.
Nobody gonna want to open up for you
people.
ever again.
I'm sorry,
yo.
There's gonna be other people. Trust me, there's people in my inbox who my dick right now.
Let's go.
So it's like you don't want to do it. Somebody else doesn't want to do it. Like you have to listen to these people's music, yo. Like when you're booking these shows, and I feel like a lot of times you're just throwing a bunch of names together because people asked you. Like me, like I gotta know your music. That's why I know where to place you. Like.
Yeah.
Listen, take the time out to listen to these artists.
So you structure your shows like you would structure an album.
Yeah.
Like if you did a compilation.
It's literally that.
Yeah. See, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like if
sound following.
Like, sound's so important. Like before you book a venue, like you need to find out like what their sound is like.
And then it's like when and then you think about timing too, and the timing within the show. You're like, all right, so this part of the show because a lot of people don't stay for the entire thing. So it's like that middle to the end, like getting to that closing, like you want to put some lit ass motherfuckers.
Yes,
that's gonna keep that crowd.
In comedy, they
crazy.
do the same shit. In comedy, if you have these shows and you have the killers go first, and they bring all the people, when they leave,
poof.
And I noticed that's how EDM is. Like because you know how EDM shows there's a bunch of different DJs. Mm-hmm. I've seen promoters put like the ones that bring people, the drawers, towards the beginning because they want it to pop off. But you need more killers at the end too. Though everybody leaves, so by the end of the show, there's like 6 people there because their crowd left with them because they don't give a shit about everybody.
Yo, I kid you not. If like the cops didn't come, Grindhouse would have continued,
and
it was almost 12 in the morning, and my kid didn't even close out the show. You understand? Like, you just have to be there, like.
Yo, if the police is shutting shit down, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
That's empty now. There's not enough in it. Like I feel like I should have brought 2.
And I don't wanna touch too much base on it. But if you know, you know. But shout out to my guy Quest because I just spoke to him the other day and they got a new place, new studio. He said bigger and better. He said, "Kay, give me a call."
I know.
Shout out to my guy Quest, designer, everybody over there.
How did you? I want to ask you this too. How did you fall in love with comedy?
Yo, when I was a kid, I was little, and I heard Eddie Murphy. I think everybody kind of started like that. Eddie Murphy, and then from Eddie Murphy, because Richard Pryor, I got heavily into, but I got heavily into it when I heard Eddie Murphy talking about him because I was born in '88. Richard Pryor was rocking like in the '70s, you know what I mean? So I just saw, I don't know, like how hard I laughed, right? And I had a rough childhood, and that comedy shit used to pull me right out of that, and I would just get lost in these records. I remember when like Kazaa and like LimeWire and all that shit. We were kids, they didn't have money to buy shit.
Right.
So we were just listening to, me and my friends, like we were just listening to my stepsister. We would sit there for hours and we would just listen to Dane Cook and we would listen to Pablo Francisco. We used to listen to just anybody that popped up on there when we typed in comedy. Mm-hmm. And from there, I was like, yo, I want to do this. But it just struck me in a way that it wasn't because I wanted fame or popularity, because I didn't really think there was much in that. It was literally because, like, making people laugh when they're having a fucked up day is like a really good feeling. You know, when you're talking to your friends and they're going through something and you can make them laugh when you're just talking to them. Doesn't that feel good? Uh-huh. So I wanted to do that, like, on a scale, but I was a wuss. Like, because when you bomb, imagine, right, none of y'all have done stand-up, right?
No.
All right, so check this out. When you imagine what bombing feels like, that's exactly what it feels like. Like all the bad shit you feel like bombing feels like, that's what it feels like. I remember the second time I did comedy, I bombed. The first time I was okay. I think it was just 'cause I told everybody I was new, so they kind of were just like lenient. That second time, they're like, nah, motherfucker, you've been here before. And I bombed because I was trying to sound like a comedian too much. Like the people I watched, and that's a rookie move that everybody makes. You're trying to be funny instead of being yourself. And I bombed so bad. I felt, when you bomb, right? When you walk off that fucking stage, people don't even look at you. There's no, oh, great job, or good attempt. They just... It really is that bad. It is. But the beauty of it is once you bomb once, you're like, all right, I know why. And I also know that as soon as I bomb, just get the fuck out of here. I'm not gonna hang around. I'm gonna go back to the drawing board. It was traumatic the first time but it taught me, you learned a lot.
Shit is terrifying.
It's horrible. No, it's as bad as, it is as bad as it sounds like it is when you bomb. It's like really as bad. But the success comes if you keep going, because I heard some weird statistic. I don't know where they got this number, but some shit like 70% of new comics who bomb don't come back. Like, you gotta get back up there. You're gonna bomb more than once. Like all the greats they all bomb.
Still.
At some point. They still do. Dave Chappelle got, like, booed off stage before. You know what I'm saying?
There's damn near no way to practice for that. You know what I mean? Like, you can be funny or whatever, but
that's why I love comedy so much.
Demographics and shit like that.
I love it. People can fake, when you do music, they fake like they like you just because of the people around you, the network they can see. But but in comedy, if your ass ain't funny, your ass ain't funny. It don't matter who you know. It don't matter. It don't matter. Like, if you can't make people laugh, the crowd will they're not going to give you sympathy laughter. Like, they're just not. Like, if it's just crickets and they're staring at you and it turns into a speech. It turns into like a TED Talk that you're telling. And I think with comedy, a lot of people, especially if y'all are wanting to start doing it, just be yourself and stop trying to sound like...
That shit is crazy. You ever want to do stand-up?
Of course.
I still try to go. I still want to. I got stories for days, but it's like.
I feel like you should try it.
It's hard.
It is, but the thing is,
regular funny and being comedian funny, I feel like it's just too.
Yeah.
But you never learn how to do it until you do it. Like, that's one of those things that it don't matter. I don't do. I'm not knocking these things, but I don't do workshops. I'm not knocking workshops. For me, I just don't see how there's nothing in this world can prepare you for going up there and just either you got it or you don't. Like, it's really that blunt. Like, it's really, really not. If you feel like you wanted to do it, it could teach you maybe some joke structure, because there's such thing as joke structure and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it don't matter how much joke structure your ass got. If your ass ain't funny, you ain't funny. Like, you kind of born with that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things. It's not like in rap, you can learn how to rap. As long as you're not stubborn and you take criticism, you can learn how to be a dope rapper. But comedy, I don't know. I just feel like charisma, you're born with that shit.
Yeah.
People wanting to like you, like, You can't really. There's what class can you go to college for charisma? Do they teach charisma at HCC?
Charisma 101.
They don't teach. They can't. They've never had a charisma class. No, you can't take charisma. Like you can't take like people like to be around.
Somebody gonna stick a fucking link in the comments right now.
Charisma class.
Teach it here. It's a yoga session.
Actually,
You know what? If somebody does do that, I'll probably keep the class just because I want to see what some shit like that would be like. Can you imagine if there was like a charisma class? Like what?
Yo, it's gotta be like a Detroit pimp or some shit hosting that shit.
Is it a Detroit pimp?
The person better have charisma. That's all I'm telling you. As much as those classes be costing.
Good morning, class.
But nah, if you want to do comedy, yo, I tell everybody. They're like, how do I start doing stand up? Just start doing stand. Go find it. There's open mics literally almost every day of the week from here to Connecticut. Just go to one and go on stage. Don't bring nobody. Don't bring fucking anybody. Go by yourself. Go by yourself. Don't bring nobody because I made a mistake. I brought Wookie. The second time I did stand up.
He heckled you like a dumbass?
He still does! Yo, this was in 2018. The second time I brought was in 2018. To this day, he goes, remember that time? I'll fuck with you forever. But those people you bombed in front of, you ought to see those people again. If you want to start doing stand up, go to Connecticut somewhere far. That's why I tell people go as far as you can afford gas, right? Go over there, do stand up. If it don't work out, fuck them. You're never gonna see them again. Just leave. Just bomb, do your shit, go, leave. They're not gonna talk about you all night. You think they're gonna talk about you all night? They're not. When you leave, they're gonna talk about the people that killed.
Right.
You know, like, oh, yo, that dude was mad funny. They're not gonna talk about you. Don't worry about it, especially if they don't know you. But if you bring all your friends and family, yo, your family will talk to you while you're on stage. Your friends will talk to you and they'll act like it's a conversation and they'll start saying that. If you're not skilled to like kind of like fuck with them but then get back to it, if you don't have those skills yet, you're gonna get lost entirely. You know what I mean? You're not gonna be, so those are the tips I have. Like, go somewhere nobody knows you. Don't bring nobody. Do your shit. Just do it. It don't matter. If you bomb, you bomb. Whatever. Try again, and that's it. So if you want to do it, you want to do it. Just go somewhere where they have an open mic, sign the fuck up, go on stage, say some shit, bounce. Use a different name if you have to. You can always change your answer.
My name's Michael Smith.
Do your shit.
I'm a comedian.
Yo, one of the funniest things I see at a comedy show happened at the Unicorn.
What show? Oh, God. Oh, no.
Ew.
Oh, my God.
A comedian got on stage and the stage slid.
That was a problem. That was on camera.
And the comedian rocked himself.
I ain't gonna touch on it too much. I would just say,
Yo.
that was unfortunate, but much respect to that man. And you know what I mean? Things happen. No, you guys, it's live. It's a live show. Hell yeah!
Oh,
he was on the ground. He said, "I'm suing y'all."
I'll tell you this. No, I would say this. I hope. Nah. He was cool. He was really cool about it. I will tell you this. If it was gonna happen to anybody, I'm glad it happened to a killer like him.
Yeah.
Because he was able to take it, make it funny, did a half hour, fucking killed it, made it a joke. It was fire. I was biting my nails for like 2 fucking weeks, checking on you, alright? Like I was fucked up. I was like, just let me know what you want to do, man. And that's when my good friend Rob Santos, my mentor in comedy, taught me about event insurance.
Yeah.
You gotta get your event insurance,
Yeah.
and it's very cheap. It's like what, like $20 to $100 depending on what you're doing. But it'll save you. It could cover you to like $1 million. It'll save you like event insurance. Get it, especially if you're doing these shows where somebody could get hurt.
Yeah.
Event insurance is beautiful. So get that shit, because somebody might fall off your stage. You know, there might be an incident. You know what I mean? So, but But yeah, that's my whole spiel in comedy. I am coming back for that show, and we'll see if the reason I didn't stop because I stopped. I stopped because I'm doing a lot. Like I'm trying to build like all these different things. I have so many passions, and I got that from my dad because my dad wanted everything he ever wanted to do in his life. He did it. Like up to a pilot's license. Like he was like, yo, I've always wanted to fly planes, so he went out. He got a pilot's license. Oh, I always wanted to drive buses, so he went out. He got a CDL. He wanted to be a soldier, join the army. Like everything he ever wanted to do, that man went and did it. So that's how I am. Everything I wanted to be a stand-up comedian, I did that shit. I wanted to do music and perform all over the country. I literally did that shit. Up to the West Coast, like I did that shit. I always wanted a bar. I run one now. It's great practice. Like, cause I am opening Danny Fuego's.
Dad had that spot.
Oh, he's been there since 1994. So, 94. And that's the thing I tell these people about, like, running bars and doing things. It's like longevity. If there's one thing that I can say here that I want people to walk away with, is, like, you have to recognize opportunities over the quick bag. Because I noticed with a lot of these, I'm about to be 34. So I noticed like these 19-year-olds and stuff, like they listen to these songs too much. And they're like, yo, I'm about the bag, I want the money now. And I'm like, they don't even know they're settling for a short bag. Like it is a short bag.
And that nigga in the song lying.
Yeah. Yo.
Like, so he lying to you. So he envy you and he ain't even living that life.
Not at all. And I know that from being a publicist. A lot of these people are broke. But seriously, like, recognize opportunities. Like, you gotta do certain things for opportunities. Like, you started off lower than what you get paid now.
I used to do shit for free. I saw the opportunity. This is how the grind started for real. I see somebody, yo, I'm having a party, da 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 da. I just hit them up. You need a DJ?
Yeah.
I'm like, or just
Grinding.
I got the fights coming. I had the fights coming on tonight. Hit me up if you want to come through. Hit them up. You need a DJ?
Opportunities.
They're like, nah, I wasn't gonna do that. I was like, I ain't worried about no bread. I come over anyways. And
Opportunities.
just go over there and just play. I don't know how many times I did that shit when I first started DJing. And then rock the crowd, and then people be like, how could I hire you?
Yes, it's because you did that I know that you DJ. And then you went on, and then you were like, fuck, I would do like throughout COVID, I would do For the Culture Fridays and stuff like that. And I was like, yo, this dude, he could rock. So that's how I was like, yo, what? I'm doing to the spot, because you took the opportunity. You didn't wait for people to give you shit. Like, you built your own everything. And that's like the thing. You took opportunity. Opportunity is more important because at least with a bigger bag. But not just a bigger bag, but longevity. Because are you trying to eat today, or are you trying to eat for the rest of your life? And that's what people don't. I feel like that's missing these days. It's like the grind is gone. People think that you could just go from A to B, and it's just easy. Like, you don't have to do anything. You could just do. Oh, I decided I wanted to be a rapper, so I did a song. Now I want everybody to share. If you don't share my shit, you don't support local. That's not true. That's not true, because you're not supporting them. Like, you're not. You have to give them their money's worth.
Shit. Even with us, like even with us too, because I understand how the crowd was. Because shout out DJ Juice. Because I understood how the crowd was on Fridays before I got there, so I gave you the price. And then after that, I was like, what about these days? And I was like, yo, but I understand how the crowd is on those days, so I wouldn't charge you the same. I wouldn't do that to you because I understand the knowledge. So it's like, why would I?
You gotta build the day. Saturday, when I got there, Saturday was that. They had no entertainment. There was nothing. And then when I started the entertainment on Saturdays, it was very slow. It took time. But I was like, yo, you just gotta be consistent. Consistency is key. You just gotta be consistent. And now, our Saturdays are what our Fridays were. Our Fridays were popular, but it's what they were. And then Fridays on a whole nother level. And I'm doing that for Thursday. And I'm at the beginning stages of Thursday. It's gonna be a pain in the ass, but you mark my fucking words. Like, it's gonna happen. Just like Saturday did. Like, I'm a rock. That's why I put the lounge in.
It definitely looks really dope.
I appreciate that. That's
really
quite expensive.
dope.
that was up there. It was
It's really dope in there.
that was
I walked in and stopped. I was like, oh shit, this looks crazy. I was like, this
Yo.
shit is fire.
the price tag on that lounge. My dad looked at me. He was like, "You got a plan for this, right?" Like, when he saw that.
So we started
price
bottle
tag-
services, right?
Yeah, I'm starting bottle services. I already got one. I got a booth fronted. But no, yeah, we're gonna start. This is a very, very limited run. We got this. That's why I brought it to promote that we have I'm gonna call it King's Path. I do not speak French. I don't know how to say this. But it's 50 cents King's Path. And this shit is premiere. You guys just tried it. You like
It's
it?
good as fuck.
Yeah, I got bottles of this. If you a really big spender, I got the rosé one. But we're gonna get bottles of Henny, things like the simple things like. But just to give people what they ask for, what they want, what I'm able to do. You can't do hookah in Holyoke inside. You can do it outside. I know. I don't get too much into this because I cuss people out.
He be so mad he couldn't.
I don't usually jam.
That shit right next
But
to you.
He want that shit right at the DJ
Right
booth.
Yo.
Good DJ.
I'm surprised there isn't one in here. But.
Y'all are crazy. That's fucked up. Yo, I get jokes that I mean every day. It says that shit is so funny. It's comical. It's comedy. It's right. You can't write that shit. Like you can't write that
What's been
shit.
going on with the
That
podcast?
shit is double funny.
Oh no, the podcast. We decided to stop doing the podcast because Mav left, and it's just me and Benny, and I didn't want to do it. Just a me and Benny show. But on more, we could have. But I just on top of that, I was like, yo, I wanted Let's Talk to focus on programming shows. Like I have the pleasure of being damn it brothers with one of the best videographers out here.
Shit.
Yeah.
And instead of, I just really wanted to focus on things that used his talents, like to the max. Like I wanted, because he got a degree in this shit. A lot of people don't know, but he actually has a degree in video. Like, so I wanted to be like, yo, instead of doing that, we're doing a dating show, a blind
Oh my
dating
god,
show.
yo, you telling me about this shit?
Yeah, so it's called Table for Two. This is the first time I say it on camera, but it's called Table for Two, where we set up actual people at the bar. We set them up on blind dates, so they sign up. We have a crew of people. Richie Hector is involved. He's one of the comedy writers for it. Because what we do is we set people up on these blind dates, and Richie will, with his comedy team, will write. Because I don't expect strangers to have good conversations off the bat, and we need the show to be entertainment. So he has conversation cards, like questions, funny ass questions, and only Richie Hector can come up with, and that's what they'll discuss. You know what I'm saying? And we have these real, actual people. They don't know each other and they're actually single, and they really could actually end up dating. This is a real date, right? So we're setting these up, and we're shooting what happens. So when you watch this show, when the show comes out, when you watch the show, like it's real. Like these are actual people that signed up that don't know each other. That we sat down, like the host, Sasha, and I put out a form that people filled out with their likes, dislikes, who they wanted, things like that. And we really sat there and we matched these people. And when it comes out, we'll just see what happens. If it goes good, it goes good. If it doesn't go good,
It
even
goes
better.
good.
So shit like that. I want to do that. Daddy Fuego. I have a bunch of other ideas I can't reveal because it's not done in my head yet. But I just wanted Let's Talk. I always wanted it to be like a network with shows, like actual TV programming, and I wanted to actually make real actual TV shows. That's what I wanted to do. So that's kind of what we're steering more towards, as opposed to a podcast, because there's only two of us now. So, but we can do that because we recruit for these shows and shit, cast and stuff like that. So expect a lot. It's not that Let's Talk did not go away. Let's Talk is in the lab.
Word.
And when we come out, we're coming out with dope ass shows and shit like that.
I'm excited.
Because ain't nobody doing that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like actual dope shit. So plus we're putting together events for this summer for the bar, but not just music, because a lot of us tackle music a lot. But I wanted to do, and even outside of comedy, I wanted to do a speed dating thing. I wanted to do an actual at the bar, you have 5 minutes and then you just shit that you don't see here. Like, I just want to, now that I'm in a position where I have like this video studio on West Side and a bar, I can, you know, they can date each other. Like, and actually do things and create so many more opportunities for everybody out here. Because make no mistake in the world, everything I do is for everybody out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really do love everybody out here that's grinding and all the creatives and stuff. And I never wanted to, I don't want to take over anything. I just want to be part of all the dope shit that's going on out here. So that's what y'all inspired that in me.
Shit.
By the way, I'm not trying to be sappy. I don't really have feelings. You can't. But nah, for real, like that's.
You can't.
You can't. Sometimes you can't. So some people, I feel like some people really try to take advantage of that shit. But nah, that's what I've been doing.
They do, and with time you figure out who to.
Oh yeah, man.
And
It'd be people that you wouldn't. It's not the strangers. Which is the crazy part. You would think it's some random person's gonna come up to you wanting to hurt you. It's not. It's not the strangers. The people around you, which is crazy. But you know, y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, but I'm like, you look at like, I had no idea you would ever act this way. Like, oh shit, like this is crazy. Or if you throw yourself at something and they don't understand why. Like, oh, you ain't coming around no more. I'm like, I'm busy. Why don't you come be busy with me?
Yeah, no bullshit.
You know what I mean? Like, come be. If you want to be around, you want to hang out. Come help me do this show real quick.
No bullshit, dude.
Right?
I got a job for you. Fuck.
Yeah, you want to be around? Let's come help me. I got like 4 events I'm planning at the same time. Why don't you come help me do these shit so we can spend all the time in the world you want?
Kate got an assistant. Intern. What's that? What's that about? What's
Yeah.
that about?
Yo, first of all,
That's a flex, first of all. That was
I'm
dope.
I'm
Congratulations.
feeling nice.
How you do one of those?
The champagne.
Yeah,
Oh,
hire me
nah.
one, too. Hire me one. I need one. I need an assistant.
Somebody at college?
Mm-mm.
No, you just somebody cheap.
She young. She like 22, 23. She affiliated with my artist and that crowd. She just hit me up.
But willing to learn, right?
Yeah. Like it was like a whole thing. I
those
can't
are the
remember her
people you
now.
want,
Like
man.
she just hit me up and she was like, "Oh, I got a degree in this, and I'm trying to do this, this, and that." And I was like, "All right, well, we got a couple shows coming up to help me promote. You can come hang out with me. You got a license? All right, because we're gonna be doing a lot of driving." That's about it. Like,
Yeah, you spread
stick
that.
around and come do your own thing.
Spread it around.
And then when you're ready, you wanna do your own thing. Do your own thing. Like, that's it.
Yeah, you're not worried. You know what I like about that is that you're not worried about like. A lot of people think that if you help people, it'll like hurt your brand. Like, why would I help him come up when I'm training my competition? Nah, if you're dope, you're your competition. Like, stop worrying about
only
everybody else.
helps you to work with people that are working.
Period. Period. That should be in the description of it.
The way
Like,
the way I
period.
be seeing it is like there's things I can do that people can't do, and there's things people can do that I can't do. So
Yeah.
it's like, why try to like? You know, I'm selective. I'm not gonna help everybody. You know, it gotta make
No.
sense. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's the thing. Make it make sense.
Uh-huh.
I think make it make sense. It has to make sense. Like
It
everything
makes
you
sense,
say
like-
has to business wise. If it doesn't make sense, I'm not gonna make it make sense
Yeah.
for you. You need to come with me with
Yeah.
something that makes sense.
It's not a random person. This person has been to my events. Already been sharing like, you know, the music that people do, like especially with like, you know, unknown. So it's like, alright, I already seen you. I already peeped you.
Yeah.
You already been supporting. Alright, I can kind of come on.
Come with me because you want to rock with me, not
Yeah.
because you're gonna slow me down.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna slow down for nobody. But
Yeah.
if you could keep up, you're more than welcome. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody is. I don't have like enemies. Like I just don't pay attention to that shit. But I honestly think that the biggest thing out here people want us to see is to one, focus on your craft
Uh-huh.
more than you're thinking about money. Money will come if you know what you're doing.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just I find solace in the fact that if you know what you're doing, it'll happen. But patience is key. Like, you need patience because it's not gonna happen overnight, and you don't want that quick. That you want to be there for a long time. You want to do this for the rest. This is your career. You want to stop working where you're working, and you want to work for yourself. You want to do that. You gotta learn how to do that shit because it's not business. Is like you gotta learn business. I didn't go in. And another thing is just because my dad ran a spot and handed it to me doesn't mean he handed it to me. You know, he hired me to scrub toilets. That's how I started at Unicorn Holy. I clean shit out of the bathroom. My father did that. He was like, "Yo, you want to work here? Fine, clean the bathroom." And I respect him for that. I respect him for that because, you know, the staff and everybody around there doesn't think that I just got there because I was handed shit. I didn't handed shit. You know how many? You know what I had to clean out of that damn? Do you know how dirty the bathroom is after a Friday night?
Yo.
And we have Mexican food. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like it, but like I said, opportunity. And he paid me shit at first. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like this is what this pays. And I took it. I took it because I got minimum wage for like 20 hours a week. And I took that shit because it's the same thing. I learned that from P. Diddy because before P. Diddy opened Bad Boy, like Puff, whatever the hell he's called these. Before he started Bad Boy, he mopped the floors in that studio. You know what I mean? He swept, he cleaned the studio. And it got him around other people that were successful because the key is to be around successful people. Your circle is the most important shit on the planet. If you're around a bunch of fucking losers, like, you'll only ever be a loser. Like,
shit.
You get what I'm saying? Like, just, you can elevate people, but at the same time, you gotta be elevated yourself. So, you have to humble you. That's in the Bible. You gotta humble yourself and take the opportunities. And then once you take that opportunity, and then you grow. And now I went from that to assistant manager. Now it's mine. Like, I run that shit. Like, every aspect. Now I'm open. Right now, my current project is opening the restaurant. So now I'm opening a restaurant inside of the bar. So I'm running that too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I started in the bathroom. You know what I mean? Like,
the grind is real, man.
Where is that these days? There's my question. Where is that? Like, where is that? And I say it because I love you. Like, I want to know, where is that? Like, where is the humble start somewhere instead of being like, yo, I never rapped before, but $500. Like, where, that's my question. I don't care if people want to talk all this shit they want. You talk, I don't really stop me. But, like, but really, I'm just saying it for y'all. Like, seriously, like, humble yourself. Start, and then learn, and then you'll take over soon enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really will. Y'all did. It wasn't always here. You started at the Unicorn, didn't you?
Yeah, we had a show at the Unicorn.
Ew.
That shit, it shows in my stories not too long ago, or my memories not too long ago. It just passed. I think it was like 3 years ago, or some shit like that. Like 3 years ago.
And since then, it went from a podcast, everything you've done, and all the side, like, y'all all doing your thing separately, and then together. But it started from where? Like, from the bottom, right?
Yeah, we talk about how amazing that shit is all the time. The fact that that's what makes this shit so strong. The fact that separately we are our own entities. Like, but then together, when we're one. Like, it's dope. It's so dope. I love this shit.
Bro, that's big. You go to any company, you got the CEO, you got the executive vice presidents, you got the managers, you have a lot of people that are dope at what they do. And I don't know why people don't take from that, because that's what you literally did. Like, you're dope at what you do, you're dope at what you do, you're dope at what you do, and together you're just all dope at what you do. That is, everybody in the team should hold their weight somehow. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if there's no hustle either that's too small either. Like, you take what you can handle, and then it's like, I feel like hustle is like a muscle that you work out. And the more you work it out, the more you hustle, the stronger you get. That makes sense?
Bullshit.
You know what I'm saying? And then from there, you work your way up to the big homie, and then from there you can teach. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's just what I've noticed. How you get a lot of shit for it. Is that, yo, you talking about me? I'm like, no, you're just sensitive.
What? We got this not too long ago too. Somebody said something. I made a post about something, and they were like, "Oh, that's why you didn't mention me in the wrap up." I was like, "This don't even got nothing to do with that." Like,
It's
what
never.
are
I don't
you
ever feel like it's
talking
malicious.
about?
Like it's not.
It wasn't. It really wasn't. It really wasn't.
You're just not on the radar like you think you are. That's it. Is you told yourself that you're on the radar. That's the only thing that's putting you there. The fact that you think you are, but you have to actually put like I said in the beginning of this shit. I had to put myself there. Wasn't it? I just take it as I need to do my work. I need to keep working. I need to keep working. I drive my woman insane. Cause at home, I gotta learn how to be a person. Because I'm like, yo, babe, what you think about this? And I'm like, always like throwing. She's like, will you sit down? And I was just like, because I pace when I think. So she's like, you need to have a seat and eat dinner. And I'm just like, no, hold on, I can't right now because I got this idea. What if I did this? Like, but that's just, I dream about it. But that's you know what I'm saying? If you don't have that, work on getting that because that is what's gonna.
Nah, if you don't have that, this ain't for you. If your mind ain't going a mile a minute constantly think as a creative, I don't know. Even like there's been times where I wanted to slow down. Even in those moments, I'm still constantly creating, still constantly thinking of other shit. It's like I can't just stop. Like there's no way.
Have you ever been around millionaires?
Yes.
Multi-millionaires?
Yes.
Aren't they like that?
Guy, like
they're like that. If you ever hung out with I hung out with an NFL player, and it was the best 2 hours of my life. Going back and forth. Cameron Wembley, shout out to him. He was on the Tennessee Titans.
It was on accident. It was at the bar in Aruba. I know. It was at a bar in Aruba. Dude was like the head distributor for like Pepsi or some shit.
Word.
I was like, God damn. I was like,
you picked his brain, didn't you?
oh my God.
Yeah.
He was part of the Navy too. So that's see, man. Like,
Yeah.
that conversation just went. Conversation I'll never forget. But we gotta wrap this up. Thank you for coming through.
Of course. Thank you.
Oh, you guys got something coming up, right?
I got. All right. So on the this is the most important thing I would say. On the 26th, we're hosting official. It's an official city event. It's the Holyoke Pride. Because it's Pride Month. So we're doing a fundraiser that's gonna help a bunch of charities within that community in Holyoke in the city. But this is an actual. Just so y'all know, this is an actual sanctioned Holyoke Pride event. Shout out for the E for All program for coming out. The mayor came. So we're if you follow us on Unicorn Holyoke on all social media, you'll see all the great things we're doing because we want to get involved with the actual community and get involved with the government because I really want to make change. Like I'm launching a charity to help these kids and veterans, and I'm really like that's so. June 20. It's a Sunday, June 26th. The event is free, and we're just accepting donations. I made it free just so that I want people with excuses to not come. There's gonna be a comedy. There's gonna be a show, drag show, all that stuff. But there's people coming out from all over the place, and it's free. So come through, but it's to benefit some pretty important charities. Some kids being terrorized right now, and it'll benefit them too. You know, we're like.
Definitely. Pop out. Matt Way dropped a video. Go check that out too.
He did?
Oh, yeah, right.
Why did I slip it?
Dropped a little real.
Oh.
A little real. That was a little real.
Yeah.
That real out.
Go check that out.
I will share that, sir.
Appreciate it.
Until next time, we out this out.